Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your boy Harold here at HGM Law Comics, bringing you a little video. Going to talk about a couple issues and go through some books that I got this week. Um, so I may run into two videos depending on if my camera freezes or not. So hopefully I can get it done in one, but in case not, then once it freezes, then I'll do a part two. Now, I ran across an artist on internet named CaliforniaBlend through IG, and actually, I was in an auction, and Tacoma Comics, Ian, out in Washington had a sketch cover that she did of his of Miss Marvel, and he said her name, California Blended, and I want to make sure I got it right. And I went to her IG site and contacted her because I was like, wow, this is actually quite good. Yeah, California Blend is her IG site. And, went on her site and she had some individual art she was selling. And she likes comic books. And then found her YouTube channel and started watching some videos. Very impressive young woman in college, has done shows, and so I asked her to do 4 sketch covers of mine because I said, why not? I like your work, so can you do them? She agreed, and I sent them down to her, and I just got them back the other day, and I wanted to show them because I think they're quite good. This one's my favorite. Now, not because of the tragic death of Chadwick Boseman. I had asked her to do this beforehand because this is an Avengers one. And so I was trying to think, what would I want her to do on this cover? And I was thinking either Captain America or Black Panther or Submariner or Thor, some of the classic Avengers that I knew. But I also knew that T'Challa, the Black Panther, had been with the Avengers for a long time, back when I was a child. So I asked her to put that on, and she did that. And I love the color, love the work, and absolutely, if you get a chance, sup her up, go get her, go look at her stuff. She's very good. So I sent her 4. So this was the Avengers one. I sent her an X-Men one, and I asked her to do Wolverine, and this is what she gave me back. I'm very impressed with her work. I gave her latitude to do what she wanted because just go for it. Do it. Do the book, and do everything. And if you see some of her stuff, you will know what I'm talking about. She does good videos on how she does her stuff and everything. Now, I asked for Johnny Storm, the Fantastic Four, because not many people do Johnny Storm as an artwork because he has flames and he's red and bright colors, and there's a lot of layers of definition that have to be done. And I have to say, I think she did a stupendous job doing Johnny Storm and putting it on there. Fantastic Four. And then the only other one I had was I asked her to do Aquaman, and I didn't know if she was going to do Jason Momoa Aquaman or the Aquaman that I know and grew up with. And she did the traditional Aquaman. And I commend her for that because I had no idea. I gave her no direction on which to do, and this is what she did. So, California Blend, absolutely excellent work. I'm going to display it. Try to display it on a regular basis, maybe up on my wall behind me so people can see it. And if they ask about it, then I will gladly tell them about it and give you some nice little free pubs. Not that I'm, have a ton of subs or anything like that, but at least they'll see it and they can ask and send people your way. Bravo. So, this video, and I'll ask you to excuse me because I'm kind of under the weather a little bit. We're going to talk about a few things that I've noticed, um, heard around and want to put my little 2 cents in, about it. There was I was watching I guess a guy I respect in the industry a lot. He was showing some books off and talking about things. And the question came through the chat, and the guy said, I have been out of the collecting game for 30 years. Have things changed this much? And the response that was given was, no, it hasn't changed. It's still the same as it was 30 years ago. You just have variants in second and third and fourth printings that you have to keep up on. But other than that, it's the same. Collect what you like and then you'll be fine. I got back into the hobby after taking 25 years off, because I stopped in 94 and came back early this year. So an intermittent in between, like 2002, 2005, 2012, for a couple weeks, grab a couple things and see what's going on. I couldn't disagree with him more. I really could. 30 years ago, it was 1990. Okay? There was no grading. Grading has changed this industry tremendously. Tremendously. I can't overemphasize how big grading has become in this industry. Everything's an eye towards grading. Everything when people are buying online is, how do you grade it? Show me the spine tick. Show me show me the spine ticks. Let me see the spine. Oh, there's a tick there, there's a tick there, there's a tick there, tick there. Oh, it's not a 9.8 candidate, but it's a good candidate. But that is conditions. The corners. Look at the corners. You never had that. If someone says, "Want to take it out?" Don't take it out. You might ruin it. No. Grading. There are other things cause problems. I mean, clearly variants are out of control. Out of control. Second, third, fourth printings, out of control. Just out of control. People care more about a fourth, fifth, sixth print than they care about the first. Because, lower print run, lower print run. Well, do you really know that now? Because the publisher keeps bringing them out. For some reason, they'll keep printing them. They'll keep printing them. Because, they know you're going to go after them. And you buy them. And you're sitting there going, this is what collecting has come to. This is a it's not even speculation anymore. Speculation used to be, I buy because I know something's about to happen. Or I think something's going to happen down the road. Or this could be a hot character. And so I buy it, and then in the course of a year or two, movie comes out, character gets hot, price goes up, you get to sell it and make a little profit. That was speculating. Investing is, after a few years you realize, hey, this guy Wolverine actually is going to be around a while. Let me go back and buy his first appearance, which was, 181. Not 180, not, some stamp in some other book. It was 181. And I could get it for $80. And then I'll just hold it. And don't do anything with it. That's investing, a long-term investment shot. And lo and behold, now, hey, it's in great shape. Grading is insane. Grading is insane. The last 20 years, it's changed the entire industry. There are sub-industries, cleaning and pressing, that exist only because of grading. Would never know. It is huge. what grading has done to this hobby. And and there are those who refuse to get their stuff graded because there's a very subjective part of it that can't be explained, because you have humans grading books. It's not a machine grading books, it's humans grading books. And the things you have to do because you want the elusive 9.8 is astounding. Astounding. I mean, you look at a book and you go, this looks like a really nice book. I don't see any the corners look nice and crisp. The spine looks good, Everything looks great, Let me send it in. Oh no, because the paper they use isn't great. There's a little waviness on the cover. Well, it's a 9.4. Oh, well, I had an Ultra Fallout 4 in the poly bag that I sent in. And because, no. Because of that, there's a seam going down the back of that book now. It's now a 9.0 or an 8.5. Because you have a seam going down. And because it's not a 9.8, that one tick from a 9.8 to a 9.6 costs you thousands of dollars. Not even getting to play. There's a guy, Comics with Bueller. Love his channel. He's a guy like me. I still think I'm older than him. But he went through the top 20 books and he gave the value at 9.8 and the value at 9.6. Okay, same books, same day and time. Books at a 9.8 were $30,000. The books at a 9.6 were $6,700. One grade measurement from a 9.8 to a 9.6, and in some instances you can't begin to tell what the difference is. You can't, but yet there is. And the monetary change is astounding. Absolutely insane. And to the point where it has some hobbyists refuse to get their issues graded because they know there's a subjectiveness to it. And there's a video on YouTube going through, it's a short video, going through CGC's premises. And you see them. A guy sitting in front of a computer with an issue in hand, going through it. And you're going, this is what I'm basing thousands of dollars of value on. One guy flipping through, looking at it in the sun. Do I see this? Do I see that? And then deciding, it's 9.4. Or it's a 9.6, not the 9.8. And then, your expectation of a, $1,200 comic book is now a $200 comic book. And you're sitting there going, that is insane. Grading has changed so much of this industry. I can't emphasize it enough. So when you decide to try to get back into the industry, recognize that. Collect what you like, read what you like, and just do that, and you'll find happiness in it. Okay? And some satisfaction that you're reading something that you like. But if you're trying to make money, who do I buy to invest in for a long time for investments? I try never to give advice on that, only because all I can tell you, history tells you where the good investments lie. And I said this in one of the very first videos. I said 60 to 70% of the really important things happen in 3 lines. Spider-Man line, Batman, and the mutants. Okay? Most of the big things happen in those lines. So if you said, okay, what do I go collect? Harold, what should I do if I want to invest in comics? I'll tell you, Amazing Spider-Man line, or all the Spider-Man lines, the three, from the 70s, and if you want to really go back to the 60s, go to the 60s, but that's very expensive. 70s through the early 90s. Same with Batman. But Batman's a lot longer run. But the Batman issue, Batman and Detective Comics, huge. And then, of course, the mutants, X-Men. X-Men and the offshoots, X-Force, New Mutants, all that's X-Factor. But again, from the 70s into early 90s is where I would say to go, if you had to go. If you want to invest in something that'll basically hold value and probably increase, possibly. Other stuff that you see now is crazy. So that's the big thing about in the thing. Now, also about the grading. I took advantage of CBCS's offer in August, where they said if you sent them in any book printed published before 1975, you get 10% off plus free fast tracking. And I said, hey, okay, I've got some books that I can do that with. So I sent them 18 books. And one of the big things that a lot of people talk about, what's the difference between CGC and CBCS? And they talk about a lot of stuff, but this issue they did not talk about. It's like buying a car, okay? We know that Acura is Honda's premier line. Infiniti is Nissan's premier line. And Lexus is Toyota's premier line. And Genesis is Kia's premier line. And while you can buy a luxury car in the basic line, like you can buy a Toyota Avalon from Toyota, you can buy a Honda Pilot EXL, to the rim in the Honda line, okay? Your aftermarket stuff is how they treat you. Makes a difference. Going to Honda for service as opposed to going to Acura for service. Going to Toyota for service as opposed to going to Lexus for service. Two totally different places. Same company. Two totally different experiences. And so much of that is aftermarket. The Lexus car can be comparable to the Toyota Avalon. Absolutely. Or the Toyota 4Runner, same as the Lexus GX 470. Toyota Highlander to the RX 350. Different badging, but kind of the same platform. Not that much change. A couple different components, but the whole thing is, okay, how am I treated? And what makes a difference between luxury and basic? And that makes a difference. Because those who own both will know I get treated better in the Lexus place than I do in the Toyota place. Just is. So, get this back. CBCS got 18 books on mine. Okay? Their case, fine. The label, I don't have a problem with the label. What I have a problem with is the box they send it back to me in. They sent that thing back in this big box, shoved with tons of bubble wrap, and then the book's wrapped in bubble wrap and tape. Insane amounts of bubble wrap and in that cardboard box. And I was like, because CGC will send it back in a box that you simply cut, open, there the books are, all nicely stacked, protected, and you can keep them in there. It's not an attractive box, by no means, but it's a functional box. that says, okay, I don't have to take them out. I can leave them in there until I decide where I want to put them, where I want to integrate them into the rest of my comics. And I've even used the box to send stuff back to CGC. And I said, that actually makes a big difference to me, because the quality of service between CGC and CBCS, not that much different. Really isn't. The quality of the slab, not that much different. Really isn't. Aftermarket, big difference. Because now I've got my kitchen full of 2 bags full of bubble wrap, which I'll gladly use to, when I have to mail out some slabs that I've got to sell because my grades came back so poor, as opposed to having the nice CGC box that I just keep the slabs in until I decide to integrate them with the rest of my stuff. And I'm getting a lot of stuff slabbed, and so I have to look and go, do I want to go through that again, send out another 18 to CBCS, and have them come back in this big, huge box of nothing but bubble wrap and an unusable box, or have them come back in these lovely boxes that, they're not lovely boxes, but come back in functional boxes that I can stack and store and place in my storage and not really worry too much about. Big difference. Big difference. So, with that being said, it's 20 minutes, a little long on your life. I'll go through some of the books that I got this week. Mostly a lot just came in that I acquired during auctions and was able to get. So I'll just go through a few. So we have Inhumans 5. This is, of course, the first appearance of the woman who will eventually become the Black Widow. So that's important for her. So we'll get that clean and pressed and go on and get graded. 30 years ago there was no cleaning and pressing. There was no grading. This was fine. This was a fine looking book. Now, because the waviness, I have to get clean and pressed, or I have no hope of a 9.8. It's a waste of money. And I've got this one, Venom number 9. First appearance of Dylan Brock, a 9-year-old who's in the body of a dinosaur. I don't make this up. All I can do is just say, okay, this is one. So I got this in. I think I got 2 of those, so one may be gone. And another variant by Kirkham. This is 25. This is, variant edition by Tyler Kirkham. I don't know who did this or who's it for, what comic shop or whatever, but Kirkham does variants on all of these Venoms. That's one. Then we've got this one, also by Kirkham. So got no on the front of this. So this is 27 variant edition. So, spec on Venom hard. Another 27. This I think also is Kirkham. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's another Kirkham 27 variant edition of Venom. So, more than likely I'll probably put these up in auction because there's so many of them. Now, this one I got because I wanted it, because first appearance of Teen Titans. This is DC Comics Presents 26. First appearance of Teen Titans. This is the second copy I've got of this. First one I found in Shazam Comics and bought it. I think I sold that one because I knew I had this one coming. But so this one's going to get cleaned and pressed and then submitted in, because this is a true key book. And so that's a true good first appearance, and that's worthy of getting graded and preserved. So got that one, came in. Now this has hype because of the New Mutants movie, New Mutants Annual number 2. Had a couple of these, sold them off. I'll probably sell this off because I have things that are much more important to submit and grade. You can't grade everything. You just can't. You can't grade everything because you'll go insane, and it's so expensive. I got this Amazing Spider-Man 265, First Appearance of Silver Sable. I think I've had this book before. Nothing too important, nothing I'm going to write home about. So I've got that. So that's one set. Now I got a couple of these Venoms. This is a Venom 27 variant edition Delato cover. Very nice cover. It's a trade variant, limited to 2,000 copies. I have copy 1173 of 2000 here, and there I have 1174 of 2000 here. So, one will go up on auction this weekend. I'm sure of it. And then we do the same with the Thor. This is Thor issue 1, the Delato variant, limited to 2,000 issues of that being issued out. So they would get 2 of those. So put that up. Then I was able to get this from Gorilla Todd, Spectacular Spider-Man 101. Love the cover. This is a very hard book to get in a 9.8, but it's a decent candidate, so I will send this off to the clean and press guy and let him submit it after that and see what comes back, because pressing is the name of the game. Now I've got another thing, Peach Momoko. Very hot artist. Everyone loves Peach Momoko. So here we got some Peach Momoko covers for Horizon. And another thing, people don't read the books anymore. Now, there are a lot that do. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot that do. And I try to read some. But for the most part, it's the cover art. People buy these variants for the cover art. Venom 27. I already read the book. But so many different variants you buy because of the cover art. That's what they're doing. Now, you got picked up Invincible Iron Man number 9. This is the first time Riri puts on the suit. So I have this to go with my Invincible Iron Man number 7. This is the first printing. So put this in the lovely thing and see what happens. Now, of course, the guy I bought it from said it is not a 9.8 candidate because there's some tick on the corner that breaks color. Oh no, there's a dog ear on the bottom right there that's going to cause it to not get a 9.8. All you can do is give it a good clean and press and hope for the best. That's what I'm doing. Next is got this All-Star Squad. I believe this is the first appearance of Power Girl. So the Justice Society. So glad to pick that up. So good to see that. Now I've got, I like this one, Luke Cage Here for Hire, issue 2. I got an issue 1, so I'm gonna get this. I got this one. Happy to get this one. Some Bronze and Copper Age goodness. That if it's in good shape and you present it, you might get a good 8, 8.0, 8.5, which is fine. Which is fine. But because it's an important book, it should be graded. And that's another difference that you have with all this stuff. Now, guy J1A Bob, who I watch a lot of his auctions. He's on Metaphorical auctions Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I buy some stuff from him. He AOK'd me this Miles Morales variant. Great thing to do because I bought a big series from him, and so thank you so much, J1A Bob. Shout out to you for that. And looks like we can get through this. I just want to highlight one more series, and this is Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel, issues 2 through 5. I was able to get from J1A Bob. Really nice books. Gonna get them cleaned and pressed and submitted. I've got my eye on issue 1, so we'll get that in. Do the same thing with that. Get it submitted, and pressed, cleaned and pressed, and then submitted. But big series, worth a pretty penny, and I got from J1A Bob. So really appreciate him for that. Also, Thor #5 first print. Donny Cates' Thor has been heating up, and that was always a good one to get. And also was able to get this Thor issue 4 second print Virgin. This is also, I think, an Unknown Comics exclusive, but Virgin copy. I was like, wow, okay, that's pretty nice. So let's get that. And I think I got a couple Silver Ages, but nothing of any real import. Silver Ages. Okay, so that's it for this nice video. I'll try to do an auction preview video in the next couple days. And so, collect because you like it. If you collect what you like, then you'll never be disappointed. Try to read it, get a hero or two that you like, and go ahead and collect that, because that makes the hobby enjoyable. That makes you stay in it, and then you're not going to be running around chasing everything that comes out, because there's so many different issues, so many different stories. You will chase them down, and one, be exhausted, two, be broke and not happy because you spend all your time doing this stuff. So definitely do that, and we shall see you next time, YouTube. Have a good evening.